All right there. Welcome to volume three of my favourite 80s albums. As I say, you may agree with me on some of these, you may not. It's my personal opinion. So, without further ado, we'll get along now and just I'll show you the next 10 from the 80s. This one was a bit difficult because I love quite a lot of his albums, but this one sort of reminds me of Holidaying in the Sun in Spain because the first single off this was played and played on the Spanish radio. It's Prince, Love Sexy album. As I say, Alphabet Street was played all the time on radio in Spain when I was there. So this one brings back good memories. Say Glam Slam on here, and I Wish You Heaven. I mean, how can a guy like that reach those notes? It's brilliant. I mean, also a bit of a risky cover, but it was Prince, he got away with it. It was very close from thing. It could have been the Sign of the Times album. It could have been Purple Rain, but for me, I find myself banging this one and they're playing more often than out. So there we go. Love Sexy. Give it a listen. Now, this one, not a very commercial success for this guy, but as I say, it doesn't matter to me. It's still a damn good listen. And this is from 1988, and it's Rod Stewart with the Out of Order album. The single, it only had like a big top 20 hit, I think, with Lost in You in the UK on this. But it's also got a brilliant song, Forever Young, and My Heart Can't Tell Me No. It's a very underrated album in my opinion, and if anybody gets a chance to download or purchase, the physical copy, there you go. Rod Stewart, Out of Order from '88. But there again, Rod Stewart can't really do anything wrong in my eyes. And also as well, the same for this one. This is from 1986. Not very commercially successful for the guy. Well, I don't think it really matters to him really because he's a bit loaded in himself. It's Paul McCartney, and this is from, say, 1986. It's Press to Play. It could have been, I could have chosen Flowers in the Dirt, but this one, for me, it's the lead single off it what does it for me. Press. It's just I didn't expect him to come back with a single like that, and it's amazing. And he's got his love ballad on there, Only Love Remains, and Stranglehold, and Pretty Little Head. It's as I say, like the last album, very underrated, not commercially successful, but it's still worth a listen. Paul McCartney, Press to Play. Now this one was commercially successful. There was no stopping them. From 1986 again. It's Queen, The Kind of Magic. So I've got all Queen's albums. For me, this is a very close run thing with the Works by Queen, but I plumped for this one. You've got One Vision on here, A Kind of Magic, of course. Who Wants to Live Forever, and one of my favourites, Friends Will Be Friends. Just the words on that is just brilliant. 86 was sort of their year. They were just all over the place, Queen, and then sell-out concerts, and this album sort of tops it for me. This is by far one of my favourite Queens, A Kind of Magic from '86. So on to the next. Everybody goes on about 1983's Thriller album, Michael Jackson. But for me, it was his comeback album in '87, where he came back and looking literally like a different person. Yes, I'm talking about Bad. You can say whatever you like about the man, Michael Jackson. Yes, all these stories, stuff like that, but you can't knock his music. His music, for me, is far better than all what's gone on in his life and what didn't go on, But the music, you can't knock the music. And for me, this album, for me, it tops Thriller for me. For nearly all the the tracks on here were released, nearly all, except for I think it was 2. You know, you've got Bad, you know, The Way You Make Me Feel, Liberian Girl, Another Part of Me, Man in the Mirror, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, which was a UK #1. No video made for it though. I don't know why. Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal, and so Leave Me Alone. So all them lot singles, and just 2 of the tracks on here was never released as single. So really, it's like a greatest hits package. Is Bad, but it is. It's for me, yeah, it's a better listen to than Thriller. I'll always pop this one in more than I do Thriller, and as I say, check it out. Bad, Michael Jackson, physical copy or download it. You know, it's up to you. Me personally, you know what I mean. I like the feel of the CDs. Next one, a UK band. I don't know if they're known in America, but Level 42. This is a double album issue, but I'm only talking about one album here. I'm talking about Running in the Family album, which is that one there, which was released in '87. Just they went on from top, you know, from 1985 upwards, 86, 87. You couldn't stop Level 42, and Mark King's bass playing is just awesome with his finger. It's just brilliant. Lessons in Love on here, Children's Say, Running in the Family, It's Over to Be With You Again. You know, they're all big hits. Well, nearly all of them top 10 hits in the mid '80s. And for me, it's by far, that's my favourite album by him, Running in the Family. So give it a listen, as I keep saying. Check it out. Right, here we go. Old Phil Collins. Not so much of the old. He's still making a comeback now, isn't he? He had so many albums out in the '80s, but for me, this is his 1985 release. No Jacket Required. And I think everybody will agree. I think this is his most successful album, solo album anyway. Susudio, you know, One More Night, you know, Take Me Home, Don't Lose My Number. Just for me, because it sums up the mid '80s. It's the soundtrack. It's the soundtrack of the '80s. Phil Collins was everywhere, you know, and lead singer of the Genesis doing his solo stuff. But for me, brilliant album. If you like that sort of thing, check it out. No Jacket Required. Right, this is a UK group. You may not have heard of it in America. I know there may be a group in America by the same name, but this is the UK group called The Mission. And this was from 1988, and the album was called Children. Wayne Hussey on vocals. Wow. Still going today. Wayne Hussey's still there. But for me, this is when they was at the peak. Children. Got Beyond the Pale on here. And the classic big hit in the UK, of course, was Tower of Strength. It was there was sort of goth rock when they began. So if you know what that means, gothic rock, but it's very ambient and just, I would say, give it a chance, give it a listen, and if you know, look it up. The Mission, Children. Now, it's not the album what people thought I would have chosen, but I'm choosing Robert Palmer. Heavy Nova. I don't, you know, people have also would have gone for Riptide with Addicted to Love on it, but no, Heavy Nova for me was the follow-up album to Riptide in 1988. Everybody knows Robert Palmer, always suited, tie, shirt, and always behind him was the lovely ladies. But here you've got Simply Irresistible, Change His Ways, and for me, one of my favourite songs on there, a very good ballad, which is not really often played on radio these days, so it should get a lot more airing, in my opinion, is She Makes My Day. Sadly, he passed away in 2003, I think it was. Sorely missed, but we've still got all these albums, to listen to. His great, great voice. Robert Palmer, Heavy Nova. And finally, another guy who recently just passed away. Yes, it's George Michael with Faith from 1987. By far, in my opinion, his best solo album. I mean, he did all the other albums he did were brilliant, but for me, Faith is the one where it was just every song on it really. Faith, Father Figure, I Want Your Sex, One More Try, Monkey, Kissing a Fool. He was big in the UK. He was big in America. Well, he was big all over the world, and it was sad to see that he passed away on Christmas Day of 2016, but which was a bad year for a lot of people with all the other deaths we had in the media, shall we say. But yeah, it's his debut solo album is, in my opinion, his best. But all his others are good. But this one, you can't top this one. And it's Faith by George Michael. Give it a listen, purchase it, just download it, whatever you want to do. But so that's the 10 for Volume 3 done. Possibly see you on Volume 4 if I can carry on with this thought. But yeah, if you like this and you disagree with any of my albums here, or you like them, please comment below. Give us a dislike if you want. Give us a thumbs up. I don't care. Give us a view. Sub to our YouTube channel. We're on Twitter. You can follow us on there at Geeks Assemble. Tumblr as well. And we've got a public Facebook group on there. It's Geeks Assemble. Just type it. We'll most probably pop up. And if you want to be part of our group casts where we talk about movies, TV shows, or whatever, as I say, message me. Leave a message on here. If you find us on Facebook, message me on there. You're all welcome. All I ask is that for the casts that you be 18 plus, because some of the talk does get a bit heated and a bit grown up, shall we say. But there's no age limits on all the other stuff. So until next time, I will be signing off, and I'll be seeing you in the 80s.